At first glance, it's just an ordinary toilet, a concrete shack in the shadow of a station, but as you step closer, a wave of stench hits you so thick you could cut it with a knife. The air is heavy with ammonia, mildew, and something you'd rather not identify because even the thought of it turns your stomach upside down. The door creaks as if begging for peace, its rusted hinges holding on by sheer will, ready to collapse at the slightest gust of wind. Inside, it's dim. A single naked bulb flickers above, casting a sickly yellow glow across cracked tiles. Someone once tried to clean this place, but that was long ago, maybe under another government, maybe in times when cleanliness was still a virtue, not a luxury. On the walls, names and curses are scratched deep into the plaster, phone numbers and messages like desperate whispers from those who once passed through, leaving behind a trace of their misery. The floor sticks to your shoes. Water mixed with something darker forms a swampy film, and your breath echoes off the concrete walls, carrying the weight of a place that has long stopped being human. From a stall comes the sound of a seat falling. Someone mutters a curse. Another person laughs hysterically, as if mocking the absurdity of it all. There's no toilet paper, hasn't been for years. Only crumpled newspapers and old train tickets serve a purpose no one wants to mention out loud. From the ceiling dangles a spider on its thin thread, the lone guardian of this forgotten kingdom where time stood still. In one corner lies a plastic bottle, still smelling of cheap alcohol and bitter shame. Sometimes a homeless man comes in here to warm himself in winter, sometimes a mother with a child, because there's no other choice, and sometimes a tourist, unaware that he should have waited until the border. In places like this, a person learns humility, because every second is a battle against the urge to flee and the effort not to breathe. Look up, and you'll see stains on the ceiling shaped like a map, as if the building itself were trying to tell the story of its own decay. Sometimes water drips from the tap, rarely clear, more often brown, as if the earth itself had grown tired and wanted to look away. Some say these toilets are a symbol, an echo of an old system where people were meant to endure everything, even filth, without complaint. But the truth is simpler and far more painful. No one cares. Because in a country where survival itself is a daily task, cleanliness is a luxury for the naive. Anyone who enters feels like an intruder in a space where dignity was buried long ago. On hot days, the stench becomes almost tangible, spreading down the street like a poison that no barrier can hold back. In winter, frozen waste forms grotesque sculptures, and your breath turns to ice as you try to inhale. In those moments, it feels like this place is a metaphor for something bigger, for neglect, for poverty, for resignation that seeps through an entire society. Every detail, every crack, every stain on the wall tells the story of a civilization's downfall in miniature, where the human being is just another layer of dirt. Walking out, you feel both relief and shame because you're leaving behind something that shouldn't exist, and yet it does. Like a wound no one dares to treat. Outside, the air feels clean, but the ghost of that smell follows you, as if the toilet itself were breathing down your neck. And then comes the thought, if someone wants to understand the truth about poverty, they shouldn't look at statistics or listen to politicians. They should come here, just for a minute, and feel what the bottom really is. Because within these walls echoes the brutal reality no one dares to film. It reeks too much to go viral. And though it's only a few square meters, it feels as if the whole of Ukraine is breathing through a clogged filter of hope that ran out long ago.